Hi, this is Pat Duckworth, the author of Hot Women Rock, How to Discover Your Midlife Entrepreneurial Mojo. And my guest today is a speaker and trainer who speaks, coaches, and holds live events on topics such as marketing basics, business automation, maximizing follow-up, social media, or speaking to grow your business. She's also the author of Love Yourself Successful, and I am very proud to have my copy. She was awarded the National Collaborator of the Year by the Public Speakers Association in 2016 and was a Business Matchmaker of the Year finalist for eWomen Network. She hosts a podcast to help entrepreneurs create their happiest life ever after showing them how to make a lot more money doing what they want. We all want that. So it's a big Hot Women Rock welcome to Katrina Sawa. How are you?
I am a hot woman. No, I don't know why that came out, but it's early here. It's late there. So, I'm just waking up with my coffee.
Well, I've just finished my tea. So yeah, wherever we are, we're having our moment just to have a bit of a relax and a chat. So that's always good.
Right.
So, Katrina, tell us a bit about your early work life. Did you leave school, college, and straight away become an entrepreneur, or did you do something else first?
No, I wish I had. I wish I had found people like me or you or, this world of entrepreneurialism. I wish I had found them in my 20s or early 30s, because it wasn't until I was 35 and I was married and I was just unhappy working for other people, and I was always in sales and marketing positions or advertising sales. And I knew there was something else I was supposed to be doing, but I just didn't know what it was. A lot of people have that calling, but they don't really see it yet, And luckily, when I was in my last job, I was intuitively knew that I wouldn't be there very long, I think. And I hired a business coach for a couple months to help me figure out what I was really supposed to be doing. And luckily she was smart, and because not all of them are, they just kind of like make you think of your own stuff. And I'm like, no, I need someone to help me, tell me, and push me through the process. Right. And she made me take this test where I figured out that I was more of a problem solver, big idea person, right? And so I'm like, okay, so that's what led me into marketing consulting in the local area here. I'm in Northern California, and that's where I started for 3 years. I just did the local area because I didn't know what I didn't know, right? Until I learned about the online world and how we can talk all over the country and in different countries like this, and amazing technology advances have happened since then. So
yeah, the world has changed a lot. So all of that stuff that you learned up until you made that change, did that all help you with the next stage of becoming an entrepreneur? I mean, because your superpower is in that kind of marketing sales area, isn't it? And understanding that.
Yeah, it's seeing the holes, seeing what's missing, and seeing the problems, and seeing a solution for the problems. So I truly am a problem solver. You can't get clients on social media, I can show you how. You can't figure out why your website's not working, I can show you how. You can't figure out why what you're saying at a networking event is not working, I can tell you what to say. It's the problem solving, idea generating thing that's my real superpower. And I think a lot of my days in the advertising sales helped me with this, because I was working with small businesses who would just give me their business card and say, oh, well, run this as your ad. And I'm like, nobody is going to know what to do with this. Like, that's not a realistic, no, I'm not going to do that. You're going to run the ad this big, and this is what it's going to say. It's not going to have all that information that you want on it. It's going to have a call to action or whatever, right? Or a coupon or something. And so I learned how to take what people were telling me and turn it around to make it more positive results for them. And that has helped me tremendously. Obviously, the offline stuff that I've done, whether it's been outreach, community involvement, networking, I even did door-to-door sales before, where, you get slammed the door in your face, no soliciting, that kind of thing. That was, for 9 months, I did door-to-door sales. So I can take a no like anybody's business. that's one thing that's so hard for people is like they get so offended when someone doesn't want to work with them. I'm like, just next, just move to the next person, knock on the next door. It's a lot of times people say it's not a numbers game, but I'm sorry, it kind of is. And you have to just talk to more people and get in front of more people. Now you can close a higher percentage by learning, having better skills in sales, but you still got to talk to more people to make more money.
Yeah, I love what you're saying because it really follows on from the last interview I did, which was with somebody we both know from Las Vegas, Elliot Kay. And he was saying that his idea of coaching, he's much more of a mentor because so often with a coach, it's that, well, you do know the answer, let's just bring it out of you. Whereas a lot of people don't know the answer. They want you to give them a clue. What is it I'm supposed to do?
Right.
And that seems to be what you're saying as well.
Yeah, I call myself the Jumpstart Your Biz Coach because I jumpstart people in many different areas, but it's not about the traditional coaching model. I'm not a certified coach, nor do I need to be, frankly. I have a lot of experience in a lot of different areas of running a business. Some people need that, that's fine. And I'm more like a tell you what to do than let's just think about that. Why don't you think about that and let me know what you're thinking? No, because you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And you need to be told. It's faster. Do you want to take a year to figure something out? Or do you want me to tell you what you need to be doing in 1 hour? I mean, come on, right? So I'm just a realistic, practical kind of gal that just likes to move quickly.
Lovely. So how has your business developed since you started out? I mean, have you gone through different phases with it, or has it just gradually evolved? What's happened with it?
Oh yeah, well it's more gradually evolved, and I say that because I was a little resistant in the beginning, like a lot of us maybe were, maybe not, maybe I'm the only one, I don't know, but I was a little resistant to some of the advice I was getting from some of my mentors, and oh no, you don't know what you're doing, I'm gonna do it this way. The ego got in the way, and I'll tell you that didn't really work for me. So now I listen to my mentors, and just like I want my clients to listen to me, I listen to them, and it works out much better. And it has evolved in which, like the first 3 years, I was just local because I didn't know that I could go global. When I learned and was in a room with people that were doing business all over the world and on the phone and with much, much, much higher rates and group programs, I'm like, oh, it just opened my eyes to what was possible. And then I just kept learning and engaging and nonstop since then. And, you learn, especially new technology, you've got to embrace the new technology and video, because I don't care how introverted you are or what you think you look like or sound like, or that you don't know what you don't know, or you're, intimidated or lack of confidence, you have to get on video and you have to get a really good website. And so, yeah, you have to evolve your business as you go and be open to the evolution of it.
Yeah, and not be afraid either, because I think some people think, oh no, I don't know how to use that, and they get frightened by it. But I mean, technology's come on so far that it's not difficult like it used to be. Most of it is quite intuitive once you start using it.
Most of it, yes. Other times, not so much. And then you just find someone who really understands it and you hire them to do it. You got to.
Yeah. So tell me about Love Yourself Successful. I love this title, but what's the thing about loving yourself in order to be successful?
Well, it's funny. That was birthed from a year that I spent loving myself. Okay, we usually write our books around our own lessons and journey and things like that, right? Especially those of us who write nonfiction. And so in 2008 is a year that I hired this mentor, and I was hiring him to show me how to make more money. And I was just like, just tell me what I need to do. I'm good. I'll do it. I'm ready. Right. And he was like, no. You just need to be. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, you just need to be, and you need to be love. And my whole mastermind group at the time, there was about 15 of us. And I would get in front of the room and I would literally like, just tell me what to do. And they're like, no, you need to be love. Just be open, be ready, and be love. And I'm like, The world does not like that advice. Give me a solid, tangible thing to do, please. I don't have time for this. So I was frustrated all year long, and I cried all year long because this was not the way I wanted to experience this whole thing. But I'm very thankful because at the end of that year is the year that I made 6 figures in my business. And I didn't do anything different in my business, mind you. I was annoyed. So, and then I also found a love of my life because I had gotten divorced previously. And I found who I thought was going to be the love of my life for the rest of my life. So I got love and money at the end of that horrible, torturous year of going deep inside and learning how to be love. But you know what? It works. It works. And so every time I catch myself moving a little too quickly or just doing too much and not being, I stop and I breathe. And I'm like, okay, I just need to, be love. And when I go into events or conferences or I speak in a group, I usually try to go in with that being love energy. And it usually just works. It works because I'm open. I'm not in the, mode to try to get clients or whatever. And it's just worked for me all along. And so at the end of that year is when I said, okay, love and money. I think it all revolved. Love plus money equals happiness. I was so happy that year because I had love and money and my business was going whoop. And, so I created a live event around it. I created a product around love and money. And then I wrote the book. Well, I was trying to write the book first, but you know how sometimes you just doesn't come to you. And so I created all these other things, hoping that if I created an event and I created a product, that the content would just fall into my head. And it didn't really happen as fast as I wanted it to, the book. But eventually, it was probably 2 years later when the book finally wrote itself in 4 days, actually. It just
wow.
Yeah. 2 weekends in a row in the spring of 2012 is when the book just hit me. And so you just have to, when that happens, you just have to write or record it quickly and get it out. And so,
Yeah.
So
I've seen you on stage and you're a really powerful public speaker. Is public speaking an important part of your business now?
it's really the number one marketing strategy that I use. And there's speaking for a fee or speaking for no fee, right? So I mostly speak for no fee and I don't get paid to speak. I fly all over the country speaking at conferences and events, assuming that they're big enough and whatever, right? On my own dime, knowing that it'll all work out in the end. I will get clients or people will sign up for stuff or they'll buy things. So it's a speak to sell model usually. But then there's the paid model too, so you can always get paid to speak, and that's a business model. Whereas speaking for free is a marketing strategy in my mind. So I mean, it's easier to speak for. I mean, you can speak for free this month if you look in your local area. There's always places to do, and you can host your own video or your teleclasses or webinars. I mean, that's a speaking gig.
So for you, is it that whole basket of things that you do? It's the public speaking, the podcast, everything all together is your marketing.
Yeah, there's about 20 different marketing strategies that I have in, that I teach people, but we only implement for each person the right ones for them and their business and their target audience or their product and service. So not everyone needs to be doing a podcast. Not everyone needs to be doing speaking necessarily, although I think that's one of the big ones. Not everybody needs to be doing publicity. It just kind of depends. There's a lot of different strategies. And so I teach it in like a buffet form. Here's the buffet, right? Do you want the shrimp salad or the chicken parmesan, right? Which one is going to be the best one for your diet or your whatever, right?
And you said you talked about mentors. So you've got more than one mentor. Are they in different areas of your business?
Yeah, you know how you just kind of, when you're in a certain mode in your business, there's someone you need now, right? And then that person, if you know what you need, that person usually appears, right? So, and then once you know, utilize that person's resources and advice. And sometimes people stick with the same mentor for many years. And I've stuck with the same mastermind group in the last 3 years, but I don't necessarily engage with the mentor as much anymore. I like the mastermind group that we're in. It's a much bigger group now. But I've evolved mentors along the way, not because, you know, and that's what people do with me too. It's like they get their jumpstart. Some people stick around for 3 years because they're moving maybe a little bit slower and there's a lot of things to implement. So you evolve your mentors as you go. And I think just be open to who's next and what's next for you. And even if you have somebody already, if it's not helping you where you are today and what you need today, you might still need another person.
Yeah.
You know, I have many people that come to me and I'm not the only person they're working with.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think this is a really important message for entrepreneurs, particularly new entrepreneurs. You don't have to do this by yourself. In fact, you know, reach out, find the help that you need, particularly for the areas that you've got to engage in and you know they're not your superpowers and you're going to have to develop some capability there. So really important to reach out and get the help you need.
Right.
So this is Pat Duckworth talking to Katrina Sawa, who's an author, a coach, a speaker, a trainer, and a podcaster, helping entrepreneurs just to, you know, make the money from the business that they love doing. So Katrina, for people who are just starting out and that whole sales marketing thing is the thing that worries them the most, what do they need to learn how to start doing? I mean, you said knocking on doors and getting the no's and being okay with it. Is that part of the skill, is being able to rock and roll with the no's?
Right. Well, yes, of course. Don't think that everything's going to be personal. I mean, don't take things personally, and don't wait for perfection to get started. So you have to just go. And one of my friends, Carrie Hagen-Smith, says, she always says, go ugly early. And so, yeah, go ugly early, like, right? Get the business card out, because less people are watching when you're early on in your business. And then when it's later on, you want to not be as ugly, right? So ugly means imperfect, right? You want to do that, I think.
What role would networking play in all of this? Are you keen on like face-to-face networking or?
100%. If you need to make money in your business and you like to pay the rent this month or the mortgage or whatever, you need to get in live events, networking, get a speaking gig if you can. But if you can't get a speaking gig yet, you know, you go to live events, you do exhibitor booths at conferences, and get in front of more people in person is faster than social media. Social media is still a great strategy to use, but it takes a little bit longer to build that relationship. You can build relationships much faster in person or on video like this if you can see people and do conversations. So yeah, number one is speaking, number 2 is networking, and then social media for fastest path to cash. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, there's so many places that you can network now. I live out in the countryside, but I go down to London, and you could network all day long from breakfast in the morning through to the evening meetings. Mm-hmm. How do you select which networks to go to? Is it trial and error, or what do you do?
It's not trial and error. It's just trial. You have to try, you know, I mean, there's no error about it. You just have to go find the groups that are right for you. So I always tell people to attend a meeting or a group at least 2 times before you decide whether it's a good or bad group, because you might have caught them on a bad day or a low attendance day one day, and the next one is fine. Or maybe the luncheon is not so successful and the mixer that they're having is successful. So go to at least twice every group just to get a feel, and then pick and choose, right? We can't join everything. Make sure that whatever you do join or you do go to regularly, you're going to regularly and being consistent, because it's not enough to just join something and go 3 times a year, because you're not going to get to know people and get the value of the networking and referrals that are available in that particular organization.
And are there any particular strategies that you use at networking to make it effective?
Well, for introverts, go with questions. Write down some questions ahead of time. And I do work with a lot of introverts, but you just write a little note card or something with a few questions in case you forget what you're supposed to ask, because a lot of people do. And, you know, oh, what do you do is the obvious question, but you could say, what's the biggest challenge with your business right now, or what's the biggest challenge with your health right now? What's the biggest challenge with your parenting or your kids right now? You know, so have that kind of a question, because that can usually lead into what you do and how you can help them. So questions is important. So that way it's not necessarily about you. You don't have to, you do want to come with prepared with a little bit of a 30-second commercial, right? But nothing longer than that. Because when someone asks you what you do, you don't want to go off for 5 minutes, because then they're like, I want to go talk to so-and-so over there, right? You want to just quickly say what you do. Like I always say, I help people make a lot more money doing what they love. And then if they want to know more, they'll ask another question, and I'll go into another little blurb, right? We got to speak in sound bites. Sound bites are short. And then they can engage in conversation like this interview, right? You can't just go, blah, blah. If I talk for 20 minutes and didn't let you have a question in, otherwise you'd be going crazy over there, right?
How do you use your elevator pitch really effectively?
Well, you got to think about your target audience and what are the biggest hot buttons. So for me, I work a lot with women, but I'll take some really savvy men too. But I'll be like, okay, so who's trying to figure out social media, your website, and how to really get clients from the online world, right? And how many people want to understand that speaking, it should be your number one strategy in your business, but you're not really doing it effectively yet, and you're not making money from your speaking gigs. If any of those apply, you want to come and talk to me, because I help you find the holes and opportunities in your business and make you a lot more money doing what you love. So I address their hot buttons, the things that they should be doing or know they should be doing, but aren't really doing it well. So that's their challenge, right? And then I'll say what I do briefly as an overview. I don't want to say I help you with your social media, because then only people that will have the social media issue will come to me, unless that is what you do. I work with people in their social media, how to maximize their social media and everything social media. Then anybody who has an issue with social media will want to talk to you further, right? And then, of course, at the end, you always want to have a call to action. And give me your card, and I'll send you my free ebook over email if you give me your card, and just put ebook on the back. And then you'll also get my email updates as well. You know, so have a call to action that to get other people's business cards. The goal is not to give your cards as much as it is to get everybody else's cards.
Yeah. So if you were giving one top tip out for new entrepreneurs, what would it be?
You know, one thing I've seen a lot of in my own clients lately is they don't have the confidence yet in themselves to charge more, or even charge for some of their services. And I would say, if somebody else believes in you, like, make sure you surround yourself first with people who believe in you, not naysayers, right? The people say, oh, well, maybe that, you know, how can you charge that much? Maybe you should go do this, or maybe you should go back and get a job. First of all, don't surround yourself with those people. Yeah. Surround yourself with people that are like, yay, you can do anything, just charge whatever. And know that their belief in you is enough for you to just go do it until you get the belief yourself. I had a client that believed in my belief in her enough to go do her event, her first event, for even just 2.5 hours. And I told her we designed a program for her to sell. And I told her what to charge for it, and showed her how to stack the value and all that kind of thing. And she was a little hesitant with actually the price that I was suggesting. So she did go a little bit lower, but I said, charge as much as you can possibly say without stuttering. And she did, and she sold 5 out of 9 people at her event. So she said, thank you for believing in me. And she believed in my belief in her to go do it. And she did it. And now her confidence is way up, right? Because of that. So
yeah, I think there's a number of things from that story. I mean, you don't need a lot of people in the room, as long as they're the right people and you're giving the right message. you're still going to get the result that you want.
Mm-hmm. And you got to start somewhere. 9 people at a first event and
Yeah.
5 sales is amazing. Amazing results.
Yeah, fantastic. So Katrina, if people watching want to find out more about you or work with you, how can they find you and find out more about you?
Well, the main site is jumpstartyourmarketing.com, jumpstartyourmarketing.com. But there's so much more than just marketing there. You can find the book on there. The book actually will, if you want to go to loveyourselfsuccessful.com, you can get the book for free, actually, and just pay some shipping and handling. You can get the book for free, though. And but on the website, there's a Jumpstart Your Biz Kit, which is a revenue producing activities checklist and audio training. So if you're looking to make money, you want to go grab that. So you want to get the Jumpstart Your Biz Kit, which is right on the homepage of the jumpstartyourmarketing.com website.
And if people in the UK are watching this, do you work with people around the world? Yeah.
Hey, we can find a time that works for anybody, either in a coaching call, or I have group programs. I have do-it-yourself programs. So if you want to just go and learn on your own, that's, you got to have a variety of offerings in your own business too, because people don't always want to consume your content the way that you think you want to do it, right? So have multiple options for people. Yeah.
That's just so important. Thank you so much, Katrina, for sharing all of this wisdom with us. This has been great, and I've taken so many things from it. So think about your networking, think about your sales, your marketing, and think about that love and money, loving yourself. So thank you so much. And to all of our viewers, thank you for watching, and watch out for more of these amazing interviews with wonderful entrepreneurs, because you're just going to learn so much from their stories. See you next time.